every person in their life at some point has wanted to have authority, whether it's wanting to change the rules, whether it's in your household or in school or even politics. Every person has wanted to do something to change. And this rings true with Mia Thermopolis in The Princess Diaries, and she has to make a decision throughout the movie of whether she wants to be a princess or not. And in the speech, she actually doesn't know that she was supposed to give a speech, so at first it's very unprepared, and she has many problems with it. She says in the beginning and doesn't really know what to say, and she says fragments in the beginning, and she isn't dressed properly when it's a formal occasion, and she uses informal language when speaking to people. She also uses this quote that actually hurts her credibility because she says that she doesn't like to speak and is actually bad at speaking. And of course, you never want to say this to an audience because then that hurts their view of what you're saying. And of course, you lose the audience because they think, oh, she doesn't know how to speak, so why am I going to listen to her? She also uses the word which shows that she doesn't know what she wants to say and hurts her credibility because she's not prepared for it. And at the place that she's speaking, she's supposed to be in formal attire. Everyone around her is wearing extravagant ball gowns and tuxedos, and she is in a jacket and sweatpants. She's also wet because she was caught in a thunderstorm, so she doesn't look as good as the occasion should be. And she also talks informally because first she starts with the ums, and then she starts to understand what she wants to say, but she starts to go too fast and is actually told to slow down. The reason and the inspiration for her speech was because she was actually planning on running away because she did not want to be the heir to the throne. And when she was packing to leave, she found a letter from her father, and that inspired her to go and present this speech to be able to show that she has changed and matured. This is an acceptance speech because she finally decides that she wants to take on the crown. And this is also a pathos type of rhetorical strategy because she uses emotion, because once she figures out what she wants to say, she really digs into the emotion. For example, this quote, she starts to go into figures of speech with repetition and rhetorical questions, and she goes into this with saying how she would feel, and she keeps repeating, would I feel this, would I feel sad, would I feel relieved, how would I feel giving up the crown if I chose not to do it. Her audience, she is talking to very elegant and high people, so she is trying to speak as formally as she can, what she begins to say later in the speech. She does say specifically and thank her mother for supporting her and always being there for her. She gets help from her grandmother, and she also states a quote from a conversation that she had with her friend about how change can really affect what you're saying, and how you can finally she had a conversation with her friend about how if she was able to be an authority, she would have the ability to make change, which is what we all want to do at some point in our life, to have authority to be able to change and do something. And in the finale that she finally ends with her speech, she ends with this, and it's very strong because it really brings in the emotion of what she brings in later. And she shows how she has changed in maturity and been able to grow as a person and show that she is ready to take on the crown to be an heir for the throne. And even though in the beginning she had a rough start with not really knowing what to say with fragments and and not being properly dressed, she did end it strong with being able to show that she has grown and been able to show that she is able for the crown.